we all have encountered it. Like we all have encountered a dark and bitter woman. Like somebody who just like you say anything and they kind of like got their aggression and retaliating mentality and we've encountered it. But one thing I do believe, looking at what's happening in the dynamic, in the dating dynamic, in the dating, what's going on in the dating scene. I'm losing my train of thought here. What's happening is I really do predict, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm not a prophet, but I can say confidently is that there's gonna be a lot of bitter women. There's going to be a lot of bitter women, and the reason why is um, when a man is making any point, reasonable point to a woman, I say, y'all women only want us once you've done being run through by Chad and Tyrone, and then you want us. They be like, no, but y'all been doing that for the longest, so it's our turn now. So women retaliate instead of taking heed. Like, okay, so you're saying that if I get run through you, now I won't be desirable. They don't consider the information being put forth. So now men are not speaking from without. They're speaking with that sense of, wow, I really wish I could have a woman who's not this and that and that. And if it was that the case, then I'm going to go for it because I want somebody. Men want somebody. That's the truth. Now, women, instead of listening to listen and taking heed of that information, they they get upset because they believe it's their time to go for that dude who's hitting it, you know, greasing them tires and really working that body, and they feel like that's liberating, right? They're getting their back blown and everything else, so they do not have the foresight to see that at that point, at some point, men are aware that of what you're doing. And while many men may not mind having a turn, but no man wants to have that which is known to be everyone else's. If I was to buy a car and somebody told me, oh, you sure you want to buy that car? Because Jones over there used to own it and he used to drive it like crazy. And Mike over there, man, he used to drive it up in the hills and the mountains and he didn't care how he drove it. You sure you want to buy that car? Just on stories of one, two, three, let alone most women have more than 4 or 5 stories. Men be like, you know what, this money took me a long time to put together, so I will not buy that car. So that analogy, yes, being what it is, but because women are not receptive to that, by the time the realization occurs, they have no choice but to be bitter because a man's rejection be a strong no. Because upon the point of desirability, when he was yearning for that femininity that you had, when he was yearning for that youthfulness that you had, when your eyes were not just like zoned out because you were not beat down, taken down, he was yearning. You were, instead of responding and coming correct, you literally just blew him off. And now you're in a point of need. And your need is greater because you have, now that time is gone. It's not like a financial loss where, you lost a whole bunch of money, you're trying to get it back. Money can be gained again, but it's your life lost. So now far too many women have admired women that have done that. Look at, like the Kendra G show. You got women who got many children wanting a good man. You got Kendra G herself was not married. You got Cynthia G, getting pregnant or something. There's a whole lot of stories. We're like so many stories, especially in the black community, who have not taken on. Maybe back in the day, the majority was married, and then a few were, unhappy cat ladies. Now, boss babes are the dominant. And every single woman, and I mean it, every single woman, whether it's in Asia, I go to Asia a lot, whether it's in Africa, I go to Africa a lot, Latin America, I go there too. They want to be the bad bee. They want to be Cardi B. They want to be Gorilla. They want to be these things. And in the aspirations to be that, they may not be that, but they got the mindset. So now, guys be like, oh, you want to be a bad beat? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they be just hitting it, hitting it, hitting it. These girls are being run through. And at some point, they're going to desire real intimacy, long-term connections. And it's not going to happen. So the reality is that a lot of women gonna be bitter because men, as much as men run through women, and you may say it's a contradiction. How dare you run through women, then you reject them? Because it's not everybody doing it. It's a few guys who are doing this. A lot of men are just going without for the most part. So now, when guys know that this is tainted, this is not good, a lot of women gonna be bitter. Yes, of course, we have a good number of simps that let us down as men that will take on the task, not caring, who have no pride in their own manhood. However, the numbers have been greatly felt. Men who aren't available because they're like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm good. We can come and chill. We're gonna kick it, but you're not gonna get no real commitment. So a lot of bitter women. Yeah, the numbers of bitter women will be very, very high. I can tell you that for sure. It'll be very, very high.